Federal minimum wage. When you think of this, you think the higher the better more than likely, when in fact that is actually wrong. Most people overlook all of the negative impacts that raising the minimum wage can actually have. I know that all of you probably say, well, yeah, that would just mean that I would get paid better starting off on the job. But no. Even though raising the minimum wage seems like it would benefit the workers, it could potentially hurt them and also the businesses themselves. Raising the federal minimum wage seems like a good idea, but the United States government should not raise it and keep it where it is. My first point is to show how raising the minimum wage will hurt the workers themselves. It may not seem like it, but in fact, it actually does. According to Chad Halverson in his story, The Pros and Cons of Raising the Minimum Wage on March 6, 2014, raising the wages to a higher paying price could hurt less skilled workers. There are the new coming workers that usually do not have very much experience in the workforce they are going into. They are hurt by employers who think that if the wage increases, they have to pay their better workers a lower price. By doing this, the employers pay the more highly skilled people the minimum wage. This in turn pushes out the new incomers and robs them of getting experience in that work. This also ruins their chances of building up a resume for themselves to enter the workforce. Another big point is that some employers will be laid off for their employers to be able to pay for a higher minimum wage. Some companies do not have that much money and are trying to save it up, but if the minimum wage increases, they will have to cut back on employees. In doing this, the companies will pay more money for less workers. Having less workers can hurt the company as well as its employees. According to a Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago, a study of 10% increase in the minimum wage lowers low-skill employment by 2 to 4% and total restaurant employment by 3 to 1%. As you can see, many negatives can happen to even you if the minimum wage is increased. Second, raising the minimum wage can also drastically hurt the businesses in the community that they are in. According to Chad Halverson in his story on the pros and cons of raising a minimum wage, employers might raise prices of their product in order to generate enough income to support the more highly paid minimum wage employees. Businesses with small profit margins need to increase sales by hundreds of thousands of dollars to generate the profit they pay for their costs. For example, if you were to get some milk from your local grocery store for $3, if the minimum wage is increased, then it could raise to $5. When businesses can't make up for those costs in increased sales, they find other ways to cut their expenses. This could also have a ripple effect for other shops and industries, resulting in a slightly higher cost of living, resulting in another push to raise minimum wage again. According to Owen E. Richardson IV, small businesses account for over 70% of all operating businesses in the United States. Therefore, the economy is largely driven by them. Wages and benefits comprise the largest portion of operating costs and are the only controllable costs. So, when the government mandates that businesses must pay employees more, all wages must rise as skilled and experienced workers become more valuable. With that being said, businesses must either downsize or shut down. Other choices include moving operating dollars away from expansion and inventory, which is not good for any small local businesses. So in concluding, raising the minimum wage can hurt unskilled workers, lay off workers, increase profit prices, and even sometimes shut down your local businesses. All of these effects are great reasons why the United States government should not increase the minimum wage. You would not want to be the person to be laid off because of business cuts or even the person owning a business who might have to shut it down because of it. So before saying raising the minimum wage is a good idea, look into it a little bit and then ask yourself that same question if it is necessary. Raising the federal minimum wage seems like a good idea, but the United States government should not raise the federal minimum wage and keep it where it is at.